Hey everyone, Live It Like Lisa here, and today's video I'll be showing you how to create this beautiful rustic tablescape using the pine cones that I prepared in my last video. In that video I showed you how to prepare pine cones ready to be used, and in this video I'll show you how I've used them to create this beautiful tablescape. So let's get started. So first you're going to need a tray. Now I didn't actually have a tray the size that I needed, so I found this shadow box at the reject shop for $15, and it was just the perfect size and dimensions that I actually wanted for my dining table. I just thought I was going to use this and take the glass out and just use it as a tray. But as it turned out, the glass didn't actually come out, so I ended up just putting the tablescape on top of it and filling the shadow box up with some fake snow. And obviously you're going to need some pine cones. I've also got some cinnamon sticks as well. You can also use walnuts and Brazil nuts, sort of all these natural sort of pods and things. I also got some sticks and twigs from our property. So what I'm doing here is just lightly giving a few of the pine cones a dusting in white spray paint, just to give them a more sort of muted look to them, because I was sort of going for like a greyish type tone to this tablescape. So I did a few of them in white, and I also left a few of them just plain as well. And like I said, I only just gave them a light dusting over the top, just so you can still see the dark brown on the inside. So I sort of did it in a downward movement on the pine cone. So while those are drying, I'm going to prepare the shadow box. I originally intended to just take the glass out of this shadow box and use it as a tray, but the glass wasn't that easy to remove, so I thought rather than breaking it, what I decided to do is fill up the shadow box with some of that fake snow. And you can buy this snow. This snow I actually bought from Kmart for about $3. And this is a white metal type frame, but I'm going to paint it to give it a more sort of driftwood look to it. So what I'm using for my paint, I've got a lot of little leftover tins of grey and beige chalk paints that I've used for various projects around my house. And you know, it's sort of the paint's getting really old, but because it's thicker, it actually makes sort of a perfect consistency for this type of project. So what I'm starting with, I'm giving the base coat, or the first coat of the frame, a beige colour. So just sort of run it roughly over the whole frame. It doesn't matter if there's still spots of white, it doesn't matter if it's rough, it doesn't matter if it gets on the glass because it can easily wipe off anyway. But yeah, just really give it just a rough coat of sort of a beigey colour paint as a base. So once that beige colour is dry, then you're just going to dry brush over with a bit of grey. And do this really roughly, because you don't want to actually cover the whole frame with a solid colour. You want it to sort of look a bit streaky, and this will just give you sort of that wood grain type of finish. You can see there how it's sort of already starting to look more of a wood grain rather than just a plain white metal look. Let each layer dry before you start the next one, because you don't actually want the paint to blend together. You want it to sort of sit on top of each other as a streaky finish, and that's what's going to give you that wood textured look. So you can see here a couple of layers that have gone on have now dried, and now what I'm going in, just to give it a bit more definition, I'm going in with sort of a darker black type colour. But with this, go very, very light-handed, and again using like a dry brush technique. So you want to dab a tiny bit of paint on your brush, then dab most of it off, and then just sort of streak it in little sections across your frame. So that's pretty much the frame done, and now we can start putting it together. Now what I also did at the back, because the snow was sort of leaking out the back, I've just put a bit of sticky tape all along the edges at the back, just to help contain all that snow because it was sort of escaping out of the sides a little bit. So now the fun part, just putting it all together. And just to finish the look off, I gave it a light dusting of the snow spray. So you know that fake snow you can buy in an aerosol can? I just lightly sprayed that all over the top of it just to give it that frosted snowy type look, as you can see here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It was so easy, and I just think it looks, I'm really happy with it. I think it's turned out better than I actually pictured it in my mind. So I hope that's given you some inspiration of what you can use your pine cones for. And yeah, well, I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.